Hey everybody, how's it going? I have had the craziest week or two in my life, and I'm not gonna go into detail about it, but just know that it was crazy and like a roller coaster. Sometimes life presents you with some like things that are up in the air, and you kind of just like have to let God/universe deal with it, because honestly, there's things that like are just really out of our control, and the more we try to control it, the more crazier it seems to get. So I'm just gonna let me just give up and just let fate decide for me. Because in the end, the truth does come out with certain things, and it might take time, but we do find out the truth in the long run about certain things, and it can be hurtful, it can be good, but regardless, I'm learning that I just need to take things as a life lesson and not to find things to get upset about, and that even if things are not going my way, that doesn't mean that things aren't going to be better in the future. Sometimes I post things and then I delete them because I feel like maybe I'm sharing too much of my personal life, and there are a lot of people who think that it's okay to share like your life and stuff, and I think that it is okay to be open and honest and share some things, but I also think it's okay to keep some things to yourself and to not have to like tell the whole world about who you are, because there's just some things you just don't need to share. But I do want to learn how to be more of myself unapologetically, and just not really care about what other people have to say or what they might think. Just more so do things on my own timing and my own level, despite what the algorithm brings, or just how things are flowing in my life. Like, I just want to learn how to be more unapologetically myself. With that being said, I wanted to talk a little bit about my podcast that I had started, I think back in 2019 or 2020. I had like a couple of different episodes that I made, and I kept giving up on it because I didn't really know what to talk about, I guess. Like, I had ideas, but it wasn't coming out in the way that I had wanted them to. And even though I have like the topics in my head, I'll even write things down, but I'm like, when I start talking about it, I'm like, do I really want to talk about all this? Is it like meaningful? Does it bring any joy in anybody's life or purpose at all? Because I do like to talk about a lot of spiritual stuff, and just like some life lesson things that I've learned over time. And sometimes like that goes into having me talk about my personal life, as I mentioned before. And sometimes I'm like, well, maybe I overshared and I don't need to share everything that I put on there. But I feel like I want to restart this again and try my best to make it what I want it to be in the beginning. One of my interests is anthropology and learning about human origins, especially like with ancient times. I love history, but I think I'm more focused on like ancient times instead of Civil War or other types of history. I don't know why like I'm so gravitated towards that topic. I've always been since I was a kid, and I think because it's so deeply rooted in the spiritual realm that I just really enjoy learning about things that people don't normally see at face value. And I do find history important, and I think that's like, it's where we are right now. Like, because of our history, it's where it led to us being in this corner right now, and like noticing trends within society and how things have changed over time, and predicting things that might happen in the future because of what has happened in the past is also extremely interesting to me. I learned a lot about that during this last month when I took my statistics class, and I thought I was going to fail it, but I passed. But now when I'm talking about stuff, or when I see stuff on YouTube videos or whatever, people are talking about like bell curves or statistical data, like I have an idea of what they're talking about now, and I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of interesting. So that's kind of more of an interest now too. But I think that I wanted to use the information that I gained from learning about anthropology and studying it from school. I don't have a degree in it yet, but I am seeking to study it. But I want to incorporate that into a podcast, among other things. And I think that would be really interesting to talk about. I also write on a website. I use Medium sometimes, and I also use another website called vocal.media. And I've been meaning to write some stuff that has piqued my interest. Um, and I usually, I try to think of topics that people would want to learn more about. It's just kind of hard to get out there and have people read stuff and actually see it, because a lot of people really don't want to read. And I'm actually one of those people too that sometimes I just want to read something quick and get it over with, but there's such a value in being able to read something thoroughly and understand it. But I do have topics, and I think that I want to elaborate on more things in the future once I have more topics down. And I'll definitely be putting out more videos talking about more stuff about this when it comes to anthropology and origins of humanity, and noticing different data trends with people, and just trying to learn more about just society in general, and how we can make a change with some things for positive impact. But yeah, I hope you will stick around and stay tuned for more videos in the future. But if you made it this far, thank you for listening.